Hey Al, it's Brandy, and I need some water because that's how we always start videos that we don't want to have to edit. Oi. All right, it's hot where I am. I don't know if you guys have completely skipped spring, but where I live, we actually have seasons. Um, I used to live in California, in Southern California. Yes, lip gloss is a thing. This is a balm lip gloss. Uh, so it's not going to add that much color, but it's going to keep me able to speak to you, which is really what we want, don't we? Well, you might be over there going, do I though? So I used to live in Southern California. Southern California, from Los Angeles County down to San Diego County, that whole bottom section, they have three seasons, in case you ever wondered. They have the rainy season, and they have summer, and then they have fire season. And that's pretty much it. I have grown up in a lot of places. I've lived in a lot of places. The East Coast is still my favorite because I just really like the different seasons. I'm a seasons person. It helps me connect in. And now I have a lot of sisters, and one of them, I also have a lot of dogs who just will not cease barking today. I don't know why. I have a sister who is very she does not do well in winter. She has to have like those special lights and things. Not me. I'm like, yay, winter, things are slowing down and calming, and that means spring is coming. And she's like, you have issues. But when we lived in California, I was always cold because if it's not like 72 degrees or above, I'm in a hoodie or a sweater, a sweatshirt, as some people would call it, or a jumper, a sweatshirt or a jumper, a hoodie or a sweater. And I'll have like always a scarf and always a million layers because I am built like a lollipop. I have a wrist that is like 6 inches all the way around. Like, see, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying my nerves are very close to the elements. It's the way it is. Um, so having the seasons, it just really is fantastic. And you would think that I hate winter, but I don't. So we skipped spring pretty much. We had like 2 weeks of spring. All the flowers went boink, and it's gonna be 90 degrees Fahrenheit today. Do I know what that is Celsius? No, I don't. So it's gonna be warm, let me tell you. So not a lot of makeup. Sorry, not sorry. But I did want to come on here in this room with no air conditioning and say hi to you guys because it's Tea and Tarot Tuesday. So what do I have today? I have water with ice that has melted. So that's more water. Water on water. It's bubbly water. Literally, it's Bubbly in the States. That's what it's called. They call it buble to be fancy. It's like Target. I don't know if y'all have heard of that. We have a store out here called Target. I don't know if that's an international situation. I didn't see any in Petra. Joking, because Petra is like, uh, you know, they don't have stores there. Yeah, no, it didn't work. I feel it falling flat. I didn't see Target in Jordan. I've not seen Target in Spain. I haven't seen Target in France. Um, so I think it's a states thing. I haven't seen Target in Mexico. Yes, I've been to these places. Um, it's like a department store. I don't know how it's not a shop like you would see overseas or internationally. It's like a department store. It's like what Wanamaker's used to be. Yeah. Anyway, they have all the things. When people are trying to sound fancy, they'll say Target instead of Target. I have bubbly water instead of bubbly water. Yeah, it's a thing. Anyway, lime flavored with lime water in it, or lime juice, lime water. Oh, it's gonna be that kind of recording, is it? Yes, yes it is. Oh. Anyway, yay, water. P.S. I'm chronically dehydrated, so I like that this hashtag encourages me to feel like I need to have a drink of some sort. One of these times I'm gonna do it after 4 o'clock in the afternoon with a real drink, so I can justify day drinking. Just want to do that once in my life. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know my tripod broke. And so I want to let you know that he's still here. He's still hanging out, Mr. Right, Monet? Hanging out with me? You can see him. But when I put him where he belongs and where he hangs out, you actually can't see him anymore. So that made me sad. But I thought I would let you know. So today I have done my beginning rambling that I think is always necessary. It's not, I know this. We are going to have a chat for tea and tarot Tuesday. I brought my drink. It's water. And oh no, I didn't write your name down. I think it's Lupa. Luna? It's that kind of day. She wrote the hashtag for be kind. And I'll put it in the comments because it has a particular spelling. I want to say Lupa Moon. Look in the comments. I'm going to link it. She started this, I don't know how long ago because I didn't check. I just happened to go through and look at some people that were new to me and watch a bunch of their videos, and hers came up the very first one I ever saw. I love her voice. It's so good. I love her voice so much. It makes me so happy. Oh, she's the best voice. Don't get me wrong, because I love to watch Poetry Witch just so I can listen to her talk too. I know. I know. Does anybody else do that out there where you're like, well, the video is good, but I could just walk around with the audio in and I'm happy. Yes. She made me very happy. And I watched a whole bunch of her videos. I forgot to go through and like them, so I'll be doing that. But look down below because I'm going to link her channel or something. The thing that you do when you pretend like you actually edit, it'll be down there. But it's a hashtag of be kind. I was going to do the reader I am, but I think I'll put that off for another day because this one seems so perfect right now. Like, we're almost at solstice and the world has exploded, or it feels like it. Like, so I thought be kind was a fantastic hashtag. And so that's the one I chose to do today. Do you see how happy I am about this? I love all things having to do with kindness. So, when I found this today, I wasn't expecting it, I think, is what happened. So when I found it, I was like, yes, I get to do this. Okay, so I'm looking at I'm super fancy, y'all. You know this. I have my yellow pad of paper here where I hand wrote out all the questions so I would know what they are. Yeah, I didn't even print them or anything. Okay, one of these days, okay, I just want to tell you, I have a really nice camera that my husband got me. And he got it so I could vlog things or record things or have a really nice camera. Um, Rewind, something funny. So about 18 months ago, I thought, I'll start a YouTube channel. What should I start on? Well, I'm an incredible bibliophile. So I was like, I'm going to review books that I've read and that I have the kids read because there's some fantastic children's books out there. And I know there's a lot of people that already do that, but we were getting them mostly from the library. And I thought, this is amazing. And so many great books. And I just thought, I don't know if I can keep up with this. I don't really know the community for that. I don't know if I want to do that. So I actually deleted all the videos and just kind of like was like, I don't know if I should have a YouTube channel. That doesn't seem like a good idea. Why? Why didn't I just do that? Like, such a good idea. And there's all these people now that are looking for books of different kinds. Like it's Pride Month here in the States. I don't know if that's a national thing. And there's a lot of talk about race. Like I get books specifically on different things for the kids because I just think they should know them. I'm not, I can't talk about that. I'm just not going to. But like, I must have had 50 Black authors and like 200 picture books of really cool historical things, really cool historical people, and people you wouldn't really think about, like, um, Louis Armstrong, like the rise of Louis Armstrong. And there's this Black artist that it didn't really occur to me that he was Black, but he was a football player. And before he became a football player, he was an artist. He played football because his parents told him to, but he hated it. I can't remember his name. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to look it up. Hold on. I gotta write it down because it's such a good book. It's such a good story. Don't even worry about the race thing. Don't worry about the color. Doesn't matter. I'm telling you about a cool book. Just don't leave because it's not a thing. I'm not being trendy. Hold up. Let me write it down. So he was a football player because his parents were like, this is something you're good at. You're a big kind of stocky guy. And like everybody was excited because he had a talent for it, but he had no passion for it. What he had a passion for was art. He would stand on the side of like the football field and draw with a stick in the sand until it was his turn to go and play. And his family was like, no, no art for you. There's no future in art. And at some point, don't ask me how, because I don't remember, because I've read a lot of books in the last year, and this was literally like, okay, I'm trying to remember when my husband deployed. So I think this was right after he deployed. So this would be about a year ago, a little over a year ago, like maybe February 2019. So if I don't remember, I apologize. I'll find it though. Um, I'll write it down. I'll put it in the comments down below. And if I can think of any other ones that are really great that you could just look, I'll find them and put them in because that's always fun to talk books. I get crazy. But so he starts making art about the football players. And then like he gets picked up to be on a football team and he goes to New York and there's a newspaper and he sends in pictures that he's drawn from the field, like on the field, on the bench, drawing until it's his turn to go play. The football players. He sends it to this article and they're like, oh my God, we love you. Can you make this a regular occurrence? This is fantastic. He started a whole career and he had a successful football career, but not crazy, like not like nowadays. This was in like the 50s and 60s. And he became an artist with a very particular style. It's super successful. Amazing story. Amazing story. And one of my kids is very much an artist. She has her own Instagram. I'll put that below too because she's cute. She likes it. It's Jules Draws Stuff. Um, and she was so excited. So excited. She loved the idea of being known for two different things that most people don't put together. It's such a good story. Anyway, so I had all these kind of books like this, and I didn't do it. And I'm thinking, you know what? If I had done that right now, I think people would be interested in that. I think people would like it. So it was cool. Anyway, this is not what I intended this to be. So I'm going to jump into the actual hashtag now. I'm sorry. If you are into art and sports, go you. I know about sports ball. I can have a conversation, but like, so okay, so Be Kind has 5 questions, and I am hoping that I don't waste another 15 minutes being ridiculous. Let's see if I can get this done in like 10. Can you guys stick with me for another 10 since I'm insane and I have Moldavite on. That's why. Blame it on the Moldavite. Step away from the caffeine. Okay, focus. I do better talking when other people are talking with me. I'm just going to be honest. Okay, what would or can you do to empower others? This is such a deep question. Holy crow. I mean, I did read it when I wrote it, right? So I actually do quite a lot to empower others. It's literally something that I think I was kind of put here to do. I find it just part of who I am. So I kind of can, so my, let me get some water. Try again. You know those personality quizzes that there's a lot of them. I was talking to a friend last week, and I think this plays in, or maybe not, but we were talking about we're very similar but very different. And she said, I'm an ENFJ. And I said, okay. She said, what are you? I said, dunno. What you talking about? What's it an acronym for? And so I did the things, and she said, you should take it because I think you're very similar to me, and I wonder how many letters we have different and this and that. So she convinced me, and it's not hard. And I came back as an INFJ. And she said, oh my God, that makes total sense. I don't know how much sense it makes, but I will tell you that one of the things that I read about in learning what these letters sort of mean, I mean, honestly, I only spent a small amount of time on it, so bear with. um, is that you kind of can talk to people and understand what they need, which is something that I do. It's where, and tarot is great for that. You can talk to people and you can find out what their real questions are. You know, the questions they're too afraid to actually tell you, but also empowering people where they need to be. Tarot will tell you that. Like, you know, if somebody is having self-worth issues and judgment comes up mixed with like the Four of Cups, you're like, hey, um, my husband is dancing outside the window. Then you're like, hey, I think you might be having a need to step into meditation and having some self-worth issues based on the cards. How do I empower people? Well, I think having a voice and having someone listen to your voice is very, very important to empower people. I also think listening is really key. I do things that empower others, like directing and choreographing and getting people to move into a space that they can occupy, encouraging them to occupy that. Just in life, um, I think that's important. Uh, I feel like this question wants very specific, like things, and I just live in a fashion that does not denigrate and attempt to diminish other people in any fashion. So I'm not PC. I'm very, very, very straightforward. And if you suck, I'm going to tell you you suck. And if you're amazing, I'm going to tell you you're amazing. And I appreciate that people are both. I am the kind of person that sees your flaws and thinks they're really beautiful. And I'm honest that way. Um, the main thing I'm always reminding people of is that your brain is not your friend, and that maybe your friends are actually on the outside of your body if you're not going to trust your heart. Anyway, I am not sure if I answered that question, but I feel like I could go on and on with that. Empowering other people to be authentic is, or giving them a space where they can be authentic. Like trying to see the person is really important to me. Name someone on YouTube who has inspired you. Okay, I took notes on this one. So I had some hard times in my life in the last decade. And I used to watch knitting podcasts all the time. So uh, I don't know how popular they are on YouTube anymore, but they used to be really popular. There was a lot of knitting podcasts. And it was like people sitting like this and chatting and knitting and showing their projects and life. And it was before vlogging became a thing. Okay. And there was a woman, her name is Mel, and she used to do a podcast called Single Hand Knits on YouTube. And she has gone on to do many other things. But let me tell you about this person. Okay, this video is going to be a little bit long because I'm long-winded, but stick with me on this part. Come back. Don't watch the rest. I don't care. But listen to this story, okay? Because sometimes humanity is remarkable and we forget. We forget because we get caught up, right? I'm going to cry. It's amazing. This woman has 3 children. She was homeschooling 3 children. She's very organized. And she lived in Hawaii. Her husband's like, I don't know what kind of job he has, but they move around in a lot of different places. And they were in Hawaii. And she was out to take her dog out for a walk. She's like 35-ish, maybe, I'm guessing. But 3 kids, one of them going into high school. So we're going to go with that. She bends over to put the leash on her dog, and a coconut falls out of a tree and lands approximately here on her body. And instantly, well, she kind of hit the ground apparently, but instantly she lost all use of her all of this, her right hand, her right arm, some of her shoulder going down this way. Just wouldn't work. And I watched her YouTube podcast from day one. And I don't think I ever missed one because she started out this podcast from this place of, it wasn't fear, it was like resigned bravery, you know? huge smile, huge. And she started out this podcast because she said, I knit with one hand. I taught myself how to knit with one hand. I used to knit with two hands, and then I had this accident. And that's all she said. It didn't come out till the podcast was like, I think a year later, before she discussed how she lost the work of her right hand, which PS was her dominant hand. She learned to knit single-handed of her own volition in Hawaii, away from lots and lots of people. And she just wanted community. She just wanted people. So she started a YouTube channel just to reach out to people, just to talk about knitting. Just like, hey, I really could use some friends. Because we live in a really like closed off place in Hawaii, and I could really use some friends. There was no pity. There was no Patreon. There was no nothing. And she turned out to be one of the most beautiful people ever. Get this. So later on, I find out, she had to learn how to open the tube of toothpaste, which has like a twist, because that was before they decided to make it easier. Tiny little twist with one hand. Because how do you brush your teeth left-handed when you always did it with your right hand? Writing, left-handed. Cooking with your opposite hand. Couldn't use this one at all. This one would just hang. Knitting, driving. And she would go to PT, and it would be super painful. And all I could think of watching her is, gosh, she doesn't complain at all. She comes at you with this beautiful, always happy, always finding these little amazing things to be happy about. Well, years later, after much very difficult work, she actually got the feeling back in her arm, and then she started working, and now both of her arms work. And she has a great community, and she has things that she's done since. But this was very inspiring to me, this beautiful person. And she would push other people up all the time. She never complained. She complained once. I'm not going to lie. She had one podcast where she got on. Well, that's not what a podcast is called now, but at the time they were called podcasts. She got on and she was like, listen, I'm mad. And I was like, oh! Why is she not smiling? And she was like, this isn't for all of you, but those of you that say that I shouldn't be on here now that I have the feeling, like I should change the title of my podcast now that I have both of my hands working. I'm like, because you don't, and you, like, people would watch her because they related. And then when she got the feeling back, they came after her. And she was like, no, I'm not having it. I worked really hard. They didn't know this was going to happen. I'm not changing the name of my podcast. This is who I am, and you don't have to like it. You can find another channel. And I just was like, people came after you for this? Like, oy. Anyway, it was very inspiring. There was another person, also a knitting podcast, and she was the Knitting Den, and her name was Denise, and she was just extremely real. She was extremely real. She had a hard time, like her mom died, and she just cried, like on camera. When she was fighting with her neighbors, she was like, look at this. I can't with this. Like, she was just completely real. And she stopped videoing a couple of years ago, right before my divorce. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. Well, it turns out that she's also going through divorce. And I just thought, gosh, I wish I could help you the way you helped me when you didn't even know you were helping me. And she was just this amazing person. She learned so many things. She learned new skills like on YouTube and would share. Yeah, just completely authentic and vulnerable. So here's the thing. I wanted to put out somebody I'm really proud of. And she's going to be so like ridiculous and like you shouldn't have said this or whatever. And I don't even care because I'm really proud of somebody that I've seen on YouTube that I've never met, but I see the strength and the bravery and the happiness on her channel when she does her thing. And she's actually quite intelligent. I don't think she realizes how intelligent she actually is. And that is Mystic Sunchild. She's in California, and I don't know if she had a YouTube channel before and changed it up or what, but she's coming into this space of learning how to be okay with who she is. And she's so brave. She's so okay with being vulnerable. I can't help it. Like, I'm just the way I am. I'm a Cancer and I'm crazy ass. And I just come on here and this is how I am in real life. Like, there are people that, you know, like don't want to go to the movies with me because I make a whole scene. Like, I laugh when I laugh and I cry when I cry. You know what I mean? And I sniffle when I get all verklempt. Anyway, she is just such a beautiful spirit to watch. And it's just go check her out. She doesn't do anything that would make you be like, don't take this the wrong way. She doesn't make you want to like jump off a roof, inspiration or anything like that. But if you want to see somebody being really authentic, like, oh, I love it. Uh, I love it. She shows up. And I know she edits her videos and takes some stuff out, and that's okay. Some of us don't have those skills or the time. But yeah, I'm really proud to know her. She's kind of awesome. And her smile though, like if her smile doesn't make you just light up, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. The other one I'm really proud of is a friend of mine and I who she's going to rabbinical school right now, and she has EDS and she's just amazing all the way around. And we have a channel that we've been working on called The Chat, and we go on and chat about stuff. And she's so crazy smart. I don't know if it's up yet, so I'm not going to talk about that any further, but I'm very proud to be friends with this person, and so I figured I would put that in. Oh my God, we're only on number 2. Oh, Jesus. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, name 2 channels that make you happy. Okay, so I make soap and candles and things, okay? Okay, moving on, because I'm not selling stuff here. So I have a channel that I have watched for, oh God, forever. Forever. I watched her when she was still in high school with her mom homeschooling, and now she's married and has babies. I don't even know. And I would never buy her soap because it's just like not the kind of soap I would buy. I don't know how to put it, but I don't know if you've ever seen handmade soap. Just, how can you not? I don't know. People are weird. Just go with it. But like a bar of soap could be like a bar of soap, right? Well, she has a bar of soap and then she's got like all over the top. And that I don't know. I might actually buy one. That's kind of not true, but it wouldn't be my proclivity. I wouldn't lean that way. But man, do I love her personality. She just is who she is. And she's funny. She's funny. And when I first saw her videos, I was trying to learn how to make soap, and it's called Royalty Soaps. I think she still runs her Etsy shop. I don't think she has her own website at this point. She's always had it. She always sells out of soap. She makes it all from scratch, which is how I make soap, and I love it. It's all cold process, amazing. It was super creative, hilarious. She is who she is. She doesn't make any excuses for herself. And it's so, at the same time, it's very creative and like it's almost enthralling to watch it all come together and see how things change. Yeah, yeah. It just makes me happy. I love creative things like that. And then this one is so stupid. Don't hate me. You know, like TLC videos. I love the romantical gypsy wedding stuff. I love that they are so fierce about their tradition. Um, I love that they have not given in to thinking that that women and men should have they have equality in the sense that uh, to me it makes sense. Like their tradition is women do this, men do this, and men take care of these women and the women take care of these men in this fashion. And that's how it works for them. And that's how they're balanced. But this crazy, this bonkers. And their fashion is, I don't even know. I just watch it and I feel my mouth gaping, but at the same time, I so appreciate that they have stuck to their culture with all of their bling and their fighting and their nonsense. And like, I love that they call lay people gougers. I love that. And then I love watching like traveler videos. Like, Irish travelers are so intriguing. And P.S. really smart. Like, they're just damn straightforward. And I don't know if it's because it's my heritage, not travelers, but being Irish, um, like, and a lot Irish. Like, ah, I love the traveler videos and the gypsy videos, especially the romanticals, which are Romanian gypsies. I don't know why. It's ridiculous. It makes me happy. Also, the woman who makes the wedding dresses for the gypsies, like, she's crazy. I can't. I'm gonna die. This is like terrible. No one should watch that, but everyone should watch it and just appreciate how amazing they are and what they stand up for themselves. Like, they're like, my sister and I in high school, we used to say like, we can fight with each other, but don't go after my sister. And that's what it's like. It's like their families can go like this, but don't go after them. Okay, what card depicts kindness to you? Now, I think that most people are going to pick the Six of Cups, but I'm going to tell you that's not the card to me. Hold on. Let me find it. I can't find it. I actually have two. I know the Six of Cups is like kindness and happiness and that kind of thing. Like, literally, that's the keywords, I'm pretty sure. But for me, that one. And where is it? Hello, where are you? You're going to be all the way at the beginning, which is where I should have started in the first place. Oh my God, this video is going to take so long. I'm so sorry. 5 questions. 8 hours later. Okay. So this one, the Empress, number 3. This card to me is the epitome of love, and I'll tell you why. Because I associate this card with Venus and Aphrodite. And I find Aphrodite to be an incredibly strong goddess because it wasn't that she was apathetic. She loved her man so much that when he wanted to spend 6 months of the year with Persephone, she said, okay. What? And I think in Greek mythology, we have a lot of lessons that we can learn today. And this isn't like, oh, guys should be able to go do this, blah, blah, blah. Because I think Persephone also was very kind because she arranged with Hades, whom she didn't actually want to be with. Like, he kidnapped her. She wanted to be with Persephone's husband, whose name escapes me. I want to say Artemis. Um, and she made a bargain with Hades to go to the underworld for 6 months a year, as long as she could spend 6 months a year with. Go with Artemis. I don't know if that's wrong. It's probably wrong. Just go with it so that we can keep names straight. And she was kind to him when they were together. She dug in. She stepped up. She didn't just show up and be resentful and bitter and nasty. And neither did Aphrodite. And the two of them as archetypes, Persephone and Aphrodite, yeah, Venus, the planet, to me, that is such a that speaks kindness to me. And this card is about love and family and and pregnancy and things like that. Those things take kindness. Like, you have to be kind to your body and you have to be kind to the body inside of you when you're pregnant, right? Even if you don't want to, you have to, because otherwise it doesn't grow. Like, you have to eat. And when this card comes up, it always comes up with someone that needs to hear that they are love, they are kindness, that it can be an embodiment. So that speaks greatly to kindness of me and this card. This card to me speaks kindness, and I'll tell you why. For me, this is I like you and I love you. For me, this is a yin-yang balance. It's as above, so below, as it art in heaven, so shall it be on earth. All the things that I manifest do I see in front of me. All of that coming together between two people. And I believe that to have a solid relationship, and I've always believed this, it's not 50-50, it's 100-100. And you have to be able to be kind to someone even when you're angry with them. Because you need to be able to say, I really dislike this behavior that you're having right now, but I know it's not your truth. I know that I love who you are truly, and I'm this thing that's making me angry, we need to deal with it, but I still love you. And that takes kindness. It takes kindness to be face to face to someone like this. It takes kindness to fill up somebody else's cup. It takes kindness to see the other person. And I believe that that is what those two cards represent. I think these are the two hardest cards to actually, the action behind these cards, I think, is the hardest in tarot. These two. Because it takes so much. It's actually, it actually doesn't. Isn't it funny how we think simple is easy? Simple is not usually easy. It's actually very hard. That's why we don't do the simple things, because they're actually quite difficult and usually very simple to understand. But a misunderstanding, like easy things, are usually the long way around or the shortcut rather than just a straight line, you know. Um, a lot of people don't reach this because they can't just look other people right in the face and be, honesty without truth is cruelty. They can't just be honest without being cruel. I don't know. That's what I think. I think these are simple, and so they're hard. Difficult. Hard isn't difficult. And I believe in doing the hard thing. What does kindness mean to you? Kindness is a deep word. You ask questions that are very hard to answer in a short time. My goodness. You know that Instagram website photographer, Humans of New York? He takes pictures of people and then he, it's now huge. It started out really small. And then he will voice record what they say, and then he puts it all up and he doesn't edit it. The fact that he doesn't edit it, that's kindness. The fact that he thinks to go to strangers and ask them what their story is. And then the world always seems to respond to those people being shown as they are through beautiful, beautiful ways. That's kindness. Kindness is, I guess, it's simple, and yet so many people don't do it because it's actually hard. Kindness is a removal of ego and hubris, recognizing that you are important because it's your job to share that. Kindness. Kindness is Gandhi knowing that he has anger management issues. Don't talk to me about Gandhi and racism. Don't do it. I know you want to, but I know a lot about this issue, and if Nelson Mandela and Martin Luther King Jr. can espouse Gandhi, so can I. I'm just saying. Gandhi had incredible rage issues. He was an incredibly angry person, especially during the Boer War. and dealing with Kaffirs in South Africa. And he wrote and he taught his grandchildren. His grandson wrote a children's story about it. It's really a great story in dealing with anger. This is like a mystery glass. How's that glass moving? I don't know. Creepy. So he had these huge rage issues. And his wife was like sick, but he loved her. So he took to spinning. And he was like, he had to go with it because I know it's not entirely accurate, but he would like harvest the cotton and then he would spin it when he was mad. It would get into a meditative state where he could think about stuff and get through this is me spinning, sorry, through his anger. And then he would take the string and the yarn that he and his village made, and then he would sell it to the British, and then he would take that money and pay for the salt tax. And that's how he handled his anger, and that's how he told his children. He told his children anger is destructive. Kindness is clever. Kindness thinks beyond anger and frustration and the lesser emotions to how can I do better. Kindness is so many things. It's beautiful, isn't it? And that's why I love this hashtag. I love this hashtag. I could go on, but I'm not gonna because this is 40 minutes long. Holy crow. Yikes. All right. I would adore, I'm not even kidding. I want to see everybody's videos on this. So leave me a message that says, I did this hashtag. There is no wrong answers on this. This is beautiful. And I love the discussion of it because kindness is not the same as compassion, is not the same as happiness, is not the same as love. English is so hard because we only have one word for love. How stupid are we? Like, I think the Spanish have 27 and French have like 48 or something. Like, why do we only have one? Oy, oy. Anyway, kindness is its own thing, and I love that words matter, and I love that we can have such a positive discussion. Okay, this is my tea and tarot Tuesday. There was not much tarot, but it was fun. It's getting hot in here. The water's not helping. Thank you for spending so much time with me today. I appreciate you. I hope that you find ways to empower people today and tomorrow and next week and forever. And that you find ways to bring kindness into your life. Thank you for this hashtag. I don't know if you can tell, but it made me really happy. Bye. Blessings.